Hello everyone, Wenzeltron here, and we're back on Heroes of the Storm as always. In today's video, we're going to revisit Blaze. And so he's been out for 2 weeks now, roughly. My ear itches, hold on one second. But he's been out for about a week or so. This is his second week, rather. And he doesn't have as good of a win rate as I expected him to have. He is a lot of fun, and he is bruisery and stuff like that for a quote-unquote main tank. But I think it's due to the synergies of his kit that make him very, very interesting. The main one being here is the Flame Stream and Oil Spill. You see lots of players that overuse the burning aspect of the Oil Spill when it actually does very little damage to healing ratio. It's more usable as a slowing and zoning tool and a self-heal for Blaze himself rather than using it for the damage, but the damage is mostly useful for when you're trying to clear a lane. So that being said, I think what we're going to do in this video, we're going to take Blaze and we're going to try and make him into somewhat of a main tank. As we know, he's very dependent on his cooldowns because of the charges and stuff like that. So we're probably going to use Neural Stim Pack. I have been using this a little bit more because this allows you to get 2 charges basically in the time it takes to engage versus, and then if you want to continue the fight, if it goes well, you can continue to fight with another charge, or you can get out of the fight with a solid disengage, as long as there's no one body blocking you. And then going through the rest of the talents, we'll get there as we come to it, but we're going to try and not light all of our oil spells on fire, so we will not be going Incinerator Gauntlets. This is a talent I can see in heavy lane clear maps, but in a main tanking role, having better lane clear and also igniting your oil spills is not effective because you lose that slow unless you do go for Adhesive Petroleum, but that's not the point here. And then as for ultimates, you can pick whatever one you want. And then the other part here will also go for Suppressive Fire because this is going to get us a decent little stacking debuff basically to shut down supports, and it'll also shut down burst damage dealers as well. And so that'll be the first little quick overview of what I've got going here in this one. So with that, we're going to jump into a game and we're going to see how it goes. And hello friends and viewers, we've landed on Cursed Hollow today, and honestly a fun map, I would say. This is one of my favorite maps for HGC in general. And so like I said, we're going to go for Neural Stim Pack at level 1. There's a 40-second cooldown just like the Endurance Stim Pack, but it does give you a little bit of mana, 50 mana. Not really that exciting or anything like that. It's as much as your Jet Propulsion or 2 of your Flame Streams. That's not the point though. It's all about the 100% faster regen of your cooldowns. So basically, for 5 seconds, you will have a 6-second cooldown on your Jet Propulsion, which just makes your life a little bit easier. Our comp is a little strange. They have a better team fighting comp than we do, but we do have a better pick-off comp than we do, or they do. So, Blaze. What do I see for Blaze? Blaze is actually, he definitely is a main tank, that is for sure. What did Hanzo do at level 1? He went Q quest. We have an Abathur, so hopefully he doesn't finish that quest. Haha, dodge the Q. Can I slow them for Nova? Do not want to walk too close to Dibbles. Can I dodge it? Ha ha ha. Still dodging things. We do have better lane clear than they do though. But Blaze, I've been seeing, especially me, and in the way I played him in my initial gameplay video, is that you want, I over incentivize like this. You're just like, oh, I'm going to throw a oil slick out and now I'm going to get a whole bunch of value. No, the idea about oil slick is you put it on the ground, and now if they want to chase me, they're stuck in it. And Toronto, as you can see there, is still stuck there, and it lasts for a decent amount of time. That is a 5-second versus like a 2-second duration. And as I mentioned in the initial intro, we have a very much it's just they can choose to walk into it, or they choose to not walk into it. And if they're already into it, like so, that just sets up for my team to provide even more CC. And I'm going to stun Raynor here, pop my Pyromania, because that gives me my armor, and then I'm going to walk away. And as you can see, I pop my Endurance Stim Pack as well, and I already have all of my cooldowns back. And right now I'm going to use what I feel like you should be doing, if you're Blaze in a solo lane scenario. You should always be standing in your own oil slicks to heal yourself up, because the damage is just so, it's just, the healing is so much more useful and versatile for yourself. And then if you're just trying to poke lanes down, you got that utility right there, like so. And as you can see, now Raynor has to pick and choose what he wants to do here. I'm gonna pop my Endurance Stim Pack. He's chasing Nova, but as you can see, we got the kill. We did lose Nova. A little bit of a pain in the butt, but it's okay. Kind of a trade there. So that's just one of the things I've been kind of playing around with Blaze, as I figure out try to play him as more of a main tank rather than the bruiser role like I was trying to play him, with being better at lane clear. I mean, he's still going to be good at lane clear anyways, but it just incentivizing him with auto attacks, using less of your spells than any other things. More passive lane clear rather than active. So at this level range, you can either go Feeding the Flame to get more of your oil spills, or you can go Oil Dispersal. It just gives you more area control on the map, and this gives you so it's a 10% increase of slow, so it is a 40% to 50%, which is pretty big, and that area increase is not too bad either. And as we can see, they have kind of zoned us out a little bit here, but it's not the end of the world. Gonna poke Diablo, like so. And Rexar is very far forward right now, so he's not gonna make it. But we're gonna stun them, like so. And then I'm gonna pop my Endurance Impact, but we're not gonna make it because now we got zombie wall by our ally, and he did not drop the zombie wall. So the other thing I gotta say is that the only thing you do not know is that when you use your charge and you impact hero, you do not know the impact radius of said charge. So I've seen, it can be bigger than it looks like. I mean, the model is much larger. This Raynor wants blood so badly. So that's just one of the things I've kind of come to understand about the hero. The other part of this, we should do this. I'm gonna let Rexar just finish that, and I'm gonna go soak top lane. And then the other part of it is that, like, a new Barak, you can see his burrow. That's just the final part. I want to talk about that change, at least. As you can see, there's a slow in Diablo, and a 50% slow at level 4 is pretty crazy. It gives you a lot of versatility, and it's just a huge area denial for the enemy team. Like, how are they gonna, they have to actively choose to walk through that. And now, at this level range, you get two different talents. So, Incineroar Gauntlets is fine if you're trying to go lane clear, like, say, Tomb of the Spider Queen. But if you're in a team fight and you're auto-attacking enemies, oops, that was a wrong button, it doesn't help you that much. Grilling Kill kind of helps, but they kind of have to outplay themselves. And it only really will help you in the sense that it gives you longer duration when you're standing directly in your oil spills. And then Crossfire gives you some decent amount of burst damage, about double. So I'm going to go for that damage increase here. We did lose Nazebo because he was not properly positioned. And Diablo's coming in from the side. I'm going to die here. Their team just has so much auto attack, and with the double tank setup with the Tyrael Diablo, makes our life pretty hard. We do have an Abathur, so we do have one less body than they do. So for us, the first 10 levels are going to be a little bit more rough. But since we got this top camp and they didn't respond to it, we got towers. Abathur is down here soaking in the bottom lane. He does have the amazing new skin. I agree with Rexar to get that. And I'm going to head to the mid lane and finish up soaking. We just need 10. That's just the inherent weakness you go into a game when you do have an Abathur. Just makes your life harder. It's unfortunate, but that's just how Abathurs work. It's nothing on Abathur, it's just his style of play, and his strengths are not the early game. Ideally, if you can win the early game, you just get even more ahead as the late game progresses with an Abathur. But if you can stall out a game, you can actually do alright. Also, this is another thing, this is kind of like a different higher level strategy. In this scenario, you actually kind of want to eat a tribute, since they're going to be 10, and for us to fight into them isn't useful. per se, because they can just win a fight outright. And they're doing boss. So this is actually a better play. So by us getting bottom boss, this gives us a... I really like this. This works out so well. So this gives us the opportunity to just de-push 2 lanes rather than 3. And, I mean, even though Zebo died, not great, but it's fine. Because now we're 10. They don't get any other advantage. We only lost 1 hero, which is fine. It's whatever. Gonna just stun him out. Gonna pop Pyromaniac now to try and get my stun. Charge, I mean. There we go. Just making sure he didn't body block me. Otherwise, I would have died. But we're good. And then we're going to go for Combustion here. That just gives us more team fighting prowess. I prefer team Combustion. Bunker Drop, I think, will have synergies. It's just going to take a more well-coordinated team, similar to that of a Sanctification from Tyrael to get max value from it. The only other thing is that it can get burned down rather quickly if the team is anticipating the Bunker Drop. Bunker Drop does have a very, 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 very short cooldown, though. I am behind Hanzo right now.
And so the curse ends.
Nice! Zebo was positioned!
That's why I make the big bucks.
Alright, just healing from that wave. I was trying to pay attention so I didn't get hit by an owl or something stray coming across the map. But we got 2 more kills. And as you can see, like I said, we just needed to hit level 10. Yes, we got killed early, but it wasn't the end of the world. We just understood the strengths of our comp. Looks like this Abathur and Rexar are working out really well together. Rexar did get pulled over. There is a judgment follow-up. I'm just gonna use peeling with my oil spills, not letting them on fire. As you can see, dodge it. Okay, I almost walked right into it. There's a sword from Tyrael. And as you can see, the range of this, oh yeah, this is another part. So the oil spill itself, it actually gets thrown at a farther distance than it looks like. So, see how it's... Oops. Okay, do you see how it's green? That means it will actually throw there. So it has like that rolling mechanic behind it. That means it is going to be rolled into that farther range. So even though the circle says what it is, it's actually bigger than that, which is really, really cool, in my opinion. So level 13 is here, and we're actually going to go for suppressive fire. This allows you to give a stacking debuff spell power. So for every Q you land on a hero, it debuffs their spell power by 15% with 2 times, which is really strong. If you stack that on any healer, that's going to do a lot of reduction in healing. You stack that on a burst mage of some sort, that's going to reduce their healing. Any hero with self-healing, that counts against them too. So it's just a really strong mechanic, and I really enjoy it. We're gonna pop the slow like so, and we don't even need to really go in here, but we will just to help the team there. And that was just a really easy pick for us. Gonna pop our armor now, just in case Diablo decides to try and burst us down, which he really won't. We're gonna get the slow preemptively, because he's walking right into that. We're gonna go combustion now. And I did pop combustion early because I did see the smite come out from Tyrael like that. But as you can see there, I wasn't trying to hyper aggressively pop my incinerates there. If I do see the opportunity to do something like that, which is gonna zone them out regardless, it's just really strong. And right now, as a team, even though we don't have the straight up team fighting prowess, we have the ability to control the map and manipulate the flow of the minions. And with this slowing, as you see here, we're able to get extra value. Tyrael can't really do anything. Diablo's in deep now. I am taking damage from the Dragon Strike, but I slowed Diablo, and now he can't get me. And this good slow from Rexar, but an amazing owl from Toronto to read where I was headed. Very good on her part. And now at level 16, if they're, as a main tank, you're going to want something that's going to mitigate as much as you want. As I said, cooldowns are important with Blaze, so I can either go for thermal protection or heat treatment here. I haven't gotten a lot of value with heat treatment, I mean my Pyromania, so we're going to go for actual thermal protection here. So for every enemy you hit with your charge, jet propulsion, you will get 10 armor for 3 seconds. So if you hit all of them, you get 50 armor. Pretty good. And then if you stack that with your Pyromania, that it'll get you to the maximum cap of 75 armor. But as you can see, look at our lanes. Bottom lane is pushed all the way to their keep right now. Zebo had taken the bottom Siege Giants. And we're up a level on the enemy team. They're about to be at 16. They're 25% of the way, or 3/4 of the way there. But looks like Hanzo, just barely made it out of that. A decent jump on his part. I'm just going to kill that wave really quick. And that's the one thing I also like about this oil dispersal, range increase on the talent, is it gives you a larger area, which means you can actually put it underneath an entire mini wave. Before that, it doesn't really work that well. We should do boss. What? I thought I got it. I meant to ping the boss. Tyrion's bottom lane, and there's 2 dead still. Let's see, what build did Abathur go? Abathur went a full Carapace build, which is interesting.
Let's get cooking.
Rexar's back in the bottom lane. So right now, what we don't want to do is show too many places on the map to assume that we're doing boss. We want to make it seem like we're just clearing lanes, waiting for the next tribute, and don't want to lead them directly to us. They're definitely doing their bruisers, I would assume. Yeah, see, they're checking. They're at the bruiser. Oh man, I pressed the wrong button. Stupid typing. Okay, we got the boss. Now we can rotate up to the mid lane. Get ready for the fight. Because they're going to want to still go for Trib. Slowing Raynor. There's Diablo in that bush. And there we go. Team rotated. I distracted them just enough so that... Oop, Rexar did die though. So we got the Abathur clone in play. Gonna pop my AoE now. Just gonna sidestep that, no problem. And now we have our cooldown back up. Gonna just slow Raynor and then dodge his skill shots, and that's gonna be another kill. Like so. I'm noticing now that you have to play him very much more methodical than other tanks. And wait for your slows to be up. Place them in places where the enemy will either retreat to or try to be aggressors into. And then you're going to be able to give yourself that much more utility as a main tank to peel for your team. Because a lot of your potential as a tank is locked in your slows with the oil spills themselves. That's just what I've been noticing at a... this is assuming you're trying to play him in like a competitive sense in Hero League / Team League. Team League, I could definitely see scenarios where Bunker is probably a smart option. I just enjoy the playmaking utility that is Combustion. So, at level 20 here, we're going to go for just the penalty reduction of the Combustion so that we don't get knocked out of it. Or rather, we can move and position ourselves with no repercussions, basically. And we just got all of the lane control that we could ever ask for. It's a boy's dream. Rotating up to make sure that they're not trying to defend against this. As you can see, they actually were. Raynor slowed 50%. And then put another one preemptively in his path. And there we go. Cooldown reductions has been activated. Tyrael is now the most closest target. Gonna put another one there because Diablo wants to come back in. Gonna pop the place. Gonna charge him, and that's a kill. the extra armor there, 10%, 10 armor. Ooh, piercing owl though just killed me again. But either way, we got a 2-for-1 deal. I'm fine with that. We got the boss. This is going to be a free keep for us, basically. They're still not level 20. Bottom lane has catapult pressure. The longer this game goes on, as long as we don't full wipe, we're going to be fine. And so for some of you guys, this may seem weird that I would have gone the crossfire and for the suppressive fire. Well, not suppressive fire. Suppressive fire makes sense. But the crossfire seem strange to you guys, right? For me, it's kind of like incentivizing you to not give yourself that, oh, I'm doing what my talent tells me to do to light my oil slicks on fire, right? By going grill and kill, that wants you to light your stuff on fire. By going incinerator gauntlets, you do that no matter what. So this way, you're leaving your utility on the ground, and you're looking for a different type of use for your Q, rather than like, oh hey, here's the synergy right in my face kind of thing. You don't need to do it that way. And there's the owl. Gosh. Every time. Okay, so they're all bottom lane. So that's one of the things I think I like about that. It removes that want to use it for the ignition part.
The choice is simple.
So you can see here that they want to come over here. They know it. They know we're here. They obviously know we're here because you got the camp and everything. But now, because they're posturing like so, it's They're having trouble dealing with Misha right now. I'm gonna charge in, popping combustion, just getting in position. A little bit of ballsy play there, because they did get zoned out from the Dragon Strike. All right, we're gonna cut this death out. All right, team, we're back. So we're gonna get a second tribute right now, and let's see. 2 of them are dead. Toronto still got 13 seconds left. I'm just gonna head up top. We're gonna go poke on the Diablo. The 2 of them are in the bottom lane doing damage to the... Just gonna stun Diablo, keep him slowed, keep him interested so that Nova can do damage. Get him in the body block. Did not actually work, but we're okay. There we go. Gonna move myself. Got a speed increase from the Abathur. And there we go. Diablo got a reset. Gonna get it. And right there. Ow. Owls are annoying for the most part.
Let's do this.
I need to leave. Oh my god, focus mode. Okay. We didn't die. We got our cooldown reset, so we're fine. God, that was scary. They're trying to do our boss. This is the Hail Mary for their team right now.
Or face me.
Got my ult off. That's going to be 2 kills. There we go. I still died. And we got copy of me. Nazebo needs to get out of ice block so we get this. Rex needs to get on the point. Got it. Full team white GG. Oh my god. Throw pit is real. But I think even if they would have gotten the boss, we still could have won the game because we do have 2, 5, 7 catapults at the enemy core right now.
Well done.
And yeah, even if they all had committed and we just stalled that fight out, we would have had it. So, not too shabby, everybody. Let's talk about the stat. Or let's look at the stats real quick, and then we'll talk about the talents one more time. I think I beat him to death a little bit though. All right, everyone, here we go. These are my stats for this game. We had 3 kills, 13 assists, and 6 deaths. So we died more than almost anybody on our team, but we were in the front line, and a few times we got pulled out and just got owned. But we did 31,000 hero damage with 53,000 siege. Not too shabby. We basically were in the middle of the group, competing with Abathur, nowhere near Nazebo, And the hero damage, we are at the lower end of the spectrum, but as a tank, it's a little bit higher than usual. As you can see, Tyrael only did 23. And as I said, these are the talents I went for more of a bruiser with a CDR focus, cooldown reduction focus. So Neural Stimpak at level 1, Oil Dispersal at level 4 to give you more area control. Level 7, you get Crossfire to give you burst damage and to de-incentivize you to light your oil slicks on fire. Combustion just for playmaking utility. You could do the bunker drop if you saw it fit in your comp, but I think generally speaking combustion is more likely the way to go. Suppression fire to reduce the spell damage from the enemy team, just in general. Almost every hero has some sort of spell damage, or at least if you have a burst set up on the enemy side, or heavy burst healing, i.e. Uther/Tukov. Level 16, we went thermal protection this game just because jet propulsion would help us get more armor as an engage, and also more cooldown reduction. And then flash fire is our last upgrade to remove that penalty of movement speed while channeling combustion. Alright everyone, so that's going to do it for the Blaze main tank cooldown reduction type build that I went here, and I think it's actually a good one. I really enjoy the idea of not overusing your ability to light your oil slicks on fire, because you get way more abilities to get onto stuff. So with that, I just think it's a lot of fun, and this map itself really shows us exactly what you wanted to do with it, so, and how you can really get things out of the way when you're trying to control choke points and control areas as Blaze. And I just think it's a unique style, and it's very different, and it draws out fights, which is different for a tank, because most tanks in the game right now are all about burst and providing that lockdown for a target, and then, but this way it's like you're holding someone in an area that they don't want to be there. They're like stuck. They're like, oh no, this is a really bad place for me to be, and all of a sudden they've taken too much damage and they can't engage anymore. So with that everyone, I'm going to drop it all to you guys. What do you guys think of Blaze? How do you think to play him? This is like my main tank build, as I said. And leave a comment, leave a like, leave a dislike, let me know, and see you in the next one.